Hello and thanks for joining me. Well, it's day 14 of Lockdown Diaries, and there's this tree in the corner of my garden that I've always wanted to get a photograph of. Now, the thing about this tree is that if it was an easy subject, I probably would have shot it ages ago. We've lived here over 5 years and I don't have a decent image of it. But every time I thought about, oh, let's see what I can do with it, I've either thought, no, I'll go up the mountains or I'll go down the coast or down to the lake, and haven't really bothered with it. You can see it from miles around, although you'd hardly describe it as a lone tree. Now, the house was finished in 1908, and I'm guessing the tree is from round about the same time, so 110, 112 years old, something like that. Absolutely fabulous tree. And I mean, it's really quite epic. It's slightly bent, as most trees are that make it to maturity round here with the prevailing winds. And every angle I've tried to shoot it from either has a piece of the house in it, or an electricity cable, or a sky satellite dish, or something that I don't want in the shot and that I can't get round. But I think I might have finally come up with a composition that sort of does it justice. Now, the only place that I think I can get a decent image is down the lane here. I've got about 20 minutes to go before sunset. Don't think it's going to go particularly golden, but at least it'll be some nice side light on the lovely texture on the trunk. So I'm going to get set up down here and then I'll show you what I'm up to. Just in time for taking the shot. Sun's gone behind a cloud, the light's gone as flat as a pancake. I was hoping for some decent side light and I've got zilch. So anyway, the composition that I found was on the lane looking up at the tree just from the outside of the front garden. Now, the lane kind of drifts off to the right hand side of the frame, which isn't ideal as leading lines go because you really want them to steer your eye towards your main subject. I think I get away with it simply because the main subject is so brazen. You can't miss it. It's a shot of a tree and I've got it filling the screen. Oh, now I'm getting a bit of light. It may not look like it because I'm right down in between the hedges, but there is a bit of golden light coming from over the other side of the lake. So let me just make the most of that. Yeah, that's not too bad. I had hoped I'd have some nice bright sun along the top of the hedge to lead you in, but I haven't got that, so I'll just have to make the best of it. By moving back a little bit, I've given the crown of the tree a little bit of breathing space left and right. I didn't want to cut any of the foliage off. And even though the bulk of the foliage isn't actually visible in the shot because it's lying to the other side of the main trunk, I'm not too worried about that because the main trunk is absolutely fabulous. There's lovely textures and a really nice spread of branches coming off it once you get about 30 or 40 feet up in the air. Now, I'm focused on the trunk because I really want the bark to be as sharp as possible. I'm not worried that any of the foreground will be soft because I'm probably going to crop most of it out anyway, but that's completely irrelevant in this context. The only thing I am concerned about is the outer branches are blowing around quite a bit in the stiff breeze we've got this evening. So what I'm going to do is up my ISO to the point where I can get a fast enough shutter speed to freeze it nice and solid, because I don't want the fringes of the tree blurred. This isn't the sort of shot that I was going for with my last one. I want this to be nice and crisp. I mentioned in my last video that the most important thing for me as far as photography is concerned is the light. This evening the light has completely died. Really not happy with it at all. On the plus side, of course, I only have to step out of my front door and I can have another go at it any time the light is better, and I'll probably do that. So I'll show you the image I've got this evening, but keep an eye on my social media, because I'm sure that in the next few days and weeks I'll be back out here, pretty much the same composition with far, far better light. So thank you ever so much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have, why not subscribe now and join me next time. Cheers.